Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Thursday edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett and David here with you for your lunch hour. We're glad that you've joined us out there. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J. Smith Construction, Residential and Commercial. Again, can't do the program without them each and every day, and they allow us to bring you this program. You can comment away on Facebook Live, and you can find us at Sports Blitz, that's Sports with a Z. And you can watch us on YouTube. You can obviously watch us on Charter Channel 80 and 701 statewide. And, again, we appreciate everybody that tunes us in. I know the state championship baseball playoffs or championship games are going on this week, so we may be preempted in some areas because of that, because Vincent and them do a really good job of broadcasting. But hey, that's our love too. We're part of the AHSAA network, or we are the AHSAA network, and so we support that 110%. And been some great baseball played so far, and up at Jacksonville State, and we might update that a little bit later on. But we want to talk a lot about Auburn and what's going on in the world of Auburn athletics here today. David, good to see you here on this Thursday. Auburn starting their series, weather permitting, tonight against Missouri. Final series of the year, heading into postseason play. This Auburn team is as hot as any team in the country right now, and I mean that seriously, as any team in the country, especially in this conference right now. They have fought their way back up. They're sitting in third, only behind Arkansas and LSU in the West. You and I, 5 or 6 weeks ago, looked at each other and kind of, you were sunshine like you always are, and so I'll give you credit. You said, look, Brett, it's not over. They could turn it around, and, you know, I just didn't see a path. I really didn't, because of the pitching and the way the pitching was giving up walks. But, man, they've cured themselves, man. They only walked 5 batters the entire weekend.
Unbelievable. Against
Ole Miss. And, I mean, I know Ole Miss isn't very good, but to only walk 5 the whole weekend after Auburn – they were walking 13, 14, 15 batters, hitting 2 or 3 a game. I mean, it was just so wild and out of control. This pitching staff is really dialing in at the right time. The bats are still hot. They've been hot all year, David. This team has hit the baseball all year long. Yeah. I don't see that falling off because even if a player or two get in a slump, seems like another couple pick up the slack. So they've got a solid lineup there. Their defense has been just stellar pretty much all season, and they put themselves in a position, David, if they sweep, there would be 17-13. It'd be one of the best SEC records we've ever had in the last 15 years.
You talk about a complete turnaround. That's what it's been, Brett. And
it's amazing.
And I heard the guy say this on the Sunday telecast. We may have the best defensive outfield in the country between Pierce, Howell, and Stanfield.
It's hard to argue.
Yeah, and so real quick, I want to give a shout out. I'm in the Alex City Post Office.
Okay.
Mailing something, and our friend Jimmy Carter.
Gotcha.
You know Jimmy?
I do.
Yeah. Jimmy listens.
Know Jimmy real well.
He listens to us every single day on his phone while he's working in the
always has, and always appreciate Jimmy,
absolutely.
Devout follower of us, and a lot of you out there are. But I hope, Jimmy, you're having a great day out there. I'm glad you gave him a shout out. He's a big Auburn guy.
He is,
and
I thanked him. We got people everywhere that we sometimes we run into. Some we don't.
They had us play one day. I wasn't on the show, y'all were, and they were playing it over the speaker in the post office and the music, and then they were playing it. I walked in somewhere else and they had it on. So again, appreciate them.
Jimmy
pushing
must
us
have pulled
out.
that string.
Yeah, he probably pulled that string.
A buddy of mine from Birmingham sent me a text. He said, "Man, I'm sitting in a sports bar in Birmingham in the middle of the day, and there's your ugly mug on the television."
he had to cash out early and leave, didn't he?
He said, "I got to go. David Jones on TV. We got." But back to Auburn baseball, and I've got tickets for tonight and tomorrow.
You gonna get you a ring?
Is that tonight?
That's tonight.
I don't know. If I can get the wife there early enough, we'll see.
They're going to run out before you get there.
Yeah. They'll be lined up for. Well, the good thing is the students are gone.
Well, I think maybe they I'm going to give them a little credit. I think they'll probably have plenty to give to everybody.
I think so. But Brett, I don't know that we'll get a game in tonight. It looks
May not.
iffy.
May not.
And tomorrow's weather looks a lot better.
Well, Friday, I think it may have to do a double.
Maybe a double on Friday and finish on Saturday. But Missouri, and now Missouri's hot too. Brett,
well, they're hot at the plate. They're not hot pitching.
Yeah, and they're 1-11 on the road.
Let's just not.
They got the one kid
not very
though.
good.
The one kid that's had like 8 home runs in his last 6 games.
Right.
Hall maybe is his name. We got to be careful with him. But
I mean, you look at their ERAs of the guys that they got going this weekend.
They're not hot like we are.
A 5.54, 6.52, and a 5.71. They give up a lot of runs.
Yeah.
They do hit the ball, but again, this matchup definitely favors Auburn. They're at home. Look, Butch said it a few weeks ago. Don't diminish. Don't have a letdown. Period. Bottom line is don't diminish the wins over LSU and South Carolina by coming back and laying eggs against Ole Miss and Missouri. Well, they didn't lay an egg against Ole Miss. They went over and dominated that series. Yeah. Should have run ruled them the last game too.
That's right.
After they run ruled them the first game. I'm not saying, look, it's hard to sweep, and Missouri is an SEC team. But Auburn, if they do what they're supposed to do, it take 2 out of 3 at minimum. That'll give them 16 wins. If they sweep, it'll give them 17. Again, they'll be one of the hotter teams in the country, definitely in this conference, along with a Tennessee who's playing well, a Florida that's playing well. Mm-hmm. You know who's on the downside? Vanderbilt and South Carolina.
South Carolina, for sure.
Well, South Carolina and Vanderbilt's lost 5 of their last 6.
Yep. South Carolina got swept by Kentucky.
Yeah, so those 2 teams who have been hot all year aren't playing very well right now. And if you look at Auburn now, it looks like the projections a minimum of a 2 seed in a regional now. And if they sweep Missouri and they go make a little noise in the tournament, David, I wouldn't be shocked if they don't get a host.
We're at 20 right now, Brett. And I think that would bump us up to a 16. It should.
And that would give us a host.
Gives a host.
But we watched Auburn softball kind of get the screw job when you thought that they were going to get the host. But hey, look, maybe they'll use that as motivation at Clemson to get past that and get to the next round. But Auburn, look, I know that Butch isn't worried about that right now. He wants them to just keep doing what they're doing and let the rest take care of itself. If they sweep Missouri and they go make noise in the SEC tournament, then they've done all they can do. And, again, if you look at the last 5-6 series for Auburn, you couldn't ask for much more, especially when you lose your ace in Joseph Gonzalez, who pitched only 5 innings this year. It really hasn't been considered a factor at all. Thought he might come back. But, once they finally solidified that he wasn't coming back, it's when this pitching staff finally settled down and finally settled in. And I guess they finally embraced their roles and said, okay, we know what our responsibility is now. We're not is Gonzalez coming back? Am I going to get bumped to this day or what the role is? I mean, again.
The certainty set in, Brett.
It did. The mentality from a kicking perspective in football, a pitching perspective in baseball, a golfer, a swing, the mental part of it is just as big as the physical part of it and can affect your game. And so once a pitcher shows up at the ballpark, and you saw a few weeks ago in the LSU series, Butch flipped the rotation and put Chase Alsop in that first game start and moved Tommy Vale. It didn't affect Vale. Vale still, he pitched that game against Ole Miss may have been the best one he's ever pitched, but moving Chase Alsop to that first game start because of Paul Keynes that he was going to have to pitch against, not conceding, but saying, look, we're going to save our ace for game 2. And he's just kept it like that all the way through. And Chase Alsop has kind of answered the call there. He's come out and pitched extremely well. And, I know that Auburn's got a TBA listed there on the Saturday game. Hopefully,
hadn't heard anything about Herbert Holtz.
Herbert Holtz will. Yeah. Well, he got good news.
Oh, did really?
Yeah, he got good news. Okay. The MRI and all came back fine. So, if I don't know if he's been working, but he's been the guy the last few series to pitch the last game. So, and was pitching a gem against Ole Miss before he went out. So we'll check on that. But again, somebody will be ready to go on that Saturday game. But again, the series starts tonight, weather permitting, at 6 o'clock. It will be Chase Alsop getting the start there on the mound for Auburn. He'll be going against Chandler Murphy, who's got a 5.54 ERA. You know, if you look at Chase Alsop, he's got a 7.24 ERA, but his been predicated mostly to coming out of the bullpen all year. He's just recently become a starter. So been really doing well since he's kind of been thrust into that role. Let's do some quick hitters here, David, to talk about this series. Auburn enters the weekend, like we said, with a league best 9-3 record here in the second half of the SEC. And there's nobody hotter. You know, you look at Florida, you look at Tennessee, and you look at Auburn as teams that have really stepped it up here in the latter part. The team's 5-game SEC winning streak marks the first by an Auburn team since 2011. The last 12 SEC games marked the program's best 12-game stretch in league play since 18. So I can't believe I'm reading this stuff. If I go back to a month and a half ago, if you would have fast forwarded and handed me a script from the future and said, this is what, I'm like,
not this year.
Dude, what year is this? Was this last year? Right. I mean, it's amazing. And there's plenty more that we want to talk about when we come back. A lot of stuff going on in the world of Auburn athletics that we'll get to. We'll take your comments, your questions, and your phone calls if you'd like to be part of the program. Stay tuned. Up against our first break, more Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper Mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Now at Glenn Smith and Opelika, GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. GMC Acadia is up to $5,500 off. And Buick Encore GX up to $5,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. 45 minutes left in the show today. You can call us 256-234-6221 if you'd like to be part of the program. Comment away there on Facebook Live. We'll get to your comments as they come in. Just some more stats going into this last series here with Missouri. The Tigers led the league with a 400 average and 37 runs on 50 hits this past weekend. That's still a number that blew my mind from earlier in the weekend when we talked about it. 50 hits on the weekend for Auburn. That's astonishing. The team's 50 hits were the most in an SEC series since recording 50 against Kentucky way back when I was at Auburn in 1997 with Tim Hudson, Brian Hebson, the whole gang that went to the College World Series. So just tells you how long, since 97, since Auburn mustered up 50 hits in a weekend. Auburn's pitching staff has turned in a 3.29 ERA in the last 2 weekends and ranks third in SEC with a 4.71 ERA the last 5 weeks of SEC play. If you'd have told me that again 2 months ago, I'd have said you're crazy.
And this next one too, Brett.
Yeah, this one's unbelievable. Tommy Vale leads the SEC with a 1.26 ERA, 4 earned runs in 28 and 2/3 innings pitched in the last 5 weekends. There's no pitcher, including Paul Keens at LSU, that's pitching the baseball any better than Tommy Vale right now. I mean, he was pitching a slap gem against Ole Miss.
He was.
I mean, it's just so dominant. I think he sat down, was it 16 in a row?
Yeah.
When he got in a groove. Yeah. The guy is just dialed in right now.
He wanted to finish, and Bush said, "No, that was enough."
You don't get a chance to see many kids go 9 innings anymore, and he wanted to finish, but he was already up there in pitch count, and it was probably time to pull it.
Well, Brett, here's another thing that you and I had talked about that's amazing. We were happy mid-year to get 3 innings out of our starter on the weekend.
Man, it's just changed. I mean, again, I don't know that I've seen a team in the middle of a season answer a call from a coach like this one has, especially as a staff.
Yeah.
Usually you can go in there and do rah-rah and challenge guys, but sometimes when you're just not real good, there's nothing you can do. They're going to go out there and give you all they got, but they're just not good. This team woke up. This pitching staff said, okay, I hear you. Yeah, we kind of been sloughing off a little bit. We're about to show everybody, and they have, man. And, we haven't even had to really bring our closer in in the last couple of weekends. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So if you look at it, Auburn run-ruled LSU on that Sunday game. They run ruled Ole Miss in the first game. Should have run ruled them in the third game. Gave up those 2 runs right there and kept the game going. But this team is just really on fire. A little bit of notes on Missouri. Auburn has kind of had some rough patches against Missouri. They entered the weekend with a 30-20 overall record. 10-17. They're not good on the road. They're only 1-11 on the road. That's a big thing there. But they are 5-1 in their last 2 SEC weekends, sweeping Ole Miss. Winning 2 out of 3, and then sweeping Georgia this past weekend.
Both at home, though.
Both at home, and it's rare you don't see very many back-to-back home.
I know it.
On the offensive side, Missouri's hitting 272 as a team. So I mean, they're not killing the baseball. When you look at it on the mound, they have a staff that's put in a 5.81 ERA combined. They got 458 strikeouts opposed to 212 walks in 417 innings. So, but you know, the thing about Auburn and them is Auburn is 7-13 all time against Missouri and 3-7 against Missouri at Plainsman Park. So Missouri's kind of had Auburn's number, hopefully, but Ole Miss has too, and all that got erased last weekend in fine fashion. So I expect this team, Cole Foster and you know, Cason Howell and these guys, Cooper McMurray, all of them that are hitting the baseball so well right now, to continue to hit the baseball, and then of course Chase Alsop, Tommy Vale, when you get a 1-2 punch like them. And maybe Herbert Holtz will come back on Sunday and we can see, or Saturday, and have a, you know, he'll be healthy, no problems there, and that'll be good. Because I swear, when he went out of the game, everybody was like, can we have another injury on this staff?
Yeah.
So,
well, let's look at it like this, Brett. Even if the pitching is marginal this weekend,
right?
If we had to out-hit somebody,
we can.
I feel good about us out-hitting Missouri.
Well, that's right. That's right. I mean, if we want to get into a, you know, where you got to score 14, 15 runs, we can do it, and especially in our home park, and feel good about that. But I'll believe it when I see it, when somebody knocks Tommy Vale around. He'll have to have a really bad night. And I'm not saying you can't, because, I mean, we saw Matty Penta, you know, struggle in the SEC tournament. You can come out and have a bad game. It's just the way it is. So, but he's been kind of spot on since then. Shift focus to softball real quick. Auburn, again, going to Clemson, that 16 seed. The reward, if you win this regional, you get to go to Oklahoma and play Oklahoma, who's lost 1 ball game all year, by the way. And we had a trip back in February that didn't fare too well out there. We lost 5 of 6 that weekend, 2 to Oklahoma. And just didn't have a very good tournament at all. But since then, I mean, if you look at Auburn, they said 5 of their 17 losses came in that weekend out in Oklahoma. Yeah. So you take that tournament out, I mean, this team, but they played the best team and they got scalded. There ain't no other way to put it now. Again, since then, Matty Penta has become one of the most dominant pitchers in the country. This is not going to be the same team if Auburn were to get through this regional that Oklahoma saw back in February. You know, I think Oklahoma's still the same team, but this Auburn team's better. They're hitting the ball better. Matty Penta's better. She could cause some problems for Oklahoma.
You know, I missed Monday, Brett, so I didn't really get to comment on this. But you win 40 ball games. Not only do you not get to host, you get to play Oklahoma in the second round. We sit around every year during the SEC NCAA basketball tournament and talk about who got screwed.
Yeah, right. Well, not only did you not get a host, that's screw 1. Screw 2 is, hey, y'all win that one, y'all get to go to a team that's lost once all year. Baylor back in February were 4-3, and they were like, okay. I guess at Baylor's banquet, they'd say they beat Oklahoma. At their end of the year banquet, they'd say, hey, we're going to hang them down.
By the way,
we were the lone loss for them. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dayville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here halfway through the program. David, we pretty much derived from going back and looking at Oklahoma and that one loss with Baylor.
It's scary.
One girl had a lucky swing, a 3-run homer. They won 4-3, but a girl reached by error, the one error that was in the whole game, and then another girl got on, I think, by a hit, and the next girl come up and hit a 3-run homer. Mm-hmm. And that gave them – that was that one shot they had there in the third inning. So
that's about the highlight of the year for the whole season against Oklahoma.
Well, they're 51-1. I did double check. Most everybody they played, they've run ruled.
Yeah.
They outscored us 21-1 in 2 games. They beat us 14-0 and 7-1 in the 2 games we played them. Back on March 18th and 19th, so it's been a minute. Auburn, again, losing 4 or 5 out there in that tournament. I mean, 4 of their 17 losses came at one weekend. So if you look at it after that, Auburn, that's not very many losses spread out for the rest of the season, especially in this conference.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Conference that we're in. But that just looking at Oklahoma and going through that schedule like you did during the break, it's scary. They are a scary team. This might be one of the best college softball teams we'll ever see.
You know, this, and again, I talked about this last week with Scott on here. The amount of pressure that will mount on them, you know, again, if you're Oklahoma, you've only lost one time way back on February 19th, and it was by 1 run. You look at the New England Patriots that lost in the Super Bowl trying to be the next NFL team since the 72 Dolphins to finish the season undefeated. You look at that Kentucky basketball team several years ago that was undefeated going into the Final Four, and they lose to Wisconsin in the semifinal. You know, those teams are always, unfortunately, dominant but remembered for what they didn't do, and that's finish. And here's Oklahoma, and I'm not saying they have been so dominant. They've been so dominant this year. If they have a slip-up, David, and somehow lose this thing, it's devastating. I mean, because, again, they haven't tasted a loss since all the way back in February, and they haven't had very many close games. So just kind of put the scenario out there. Let's say they lose one game in their regional this coming up weekend, or if an Auburn or Clemson meets up with them in the second round and they throw a pitcher like Matty Penna, and there was a discussion about this I saw on a show that said, look, if you're Oklahoma, you kind of pissed looking at the potential of Auburn coming to your place as the #1 seed. They bring in one of the best, if not the best pitcher in the country to face you. Is that your reward for being #1? Yeah. I mean, so you can kind of flip it around and say, if Matty Penna, like you said, were to go out there and win game 1, because anything can happen. You can get one swing, like South Carolina did on us in the SEC tournament. You're one pitch away from moving into the championship game. Girl comes up there, hits one out, and takes a lead. But if that were to happen, the amount of pressure on Oklahoma to have to come back and win 2 in a row now, knowing that they're one mistake away from being ousted, things change, you know. And again,
starts working here.
It starts. That mental part is the big deal. Yeah. So, would love to have that opportunity.
Wouldn't that be fun? I'd like to see that happen.
Would love to have that opportunity.
I really would like to see us win that regional, just to stick it back to them for sending us there.
I just like to win it, period, and say you knocked off a team that's lost one game all year.
Yeah.
And so, get another shot at them. All right, so some stuff that came out yesterday, John Cohen, the athletic director, kind of mentioned this. The contract with Under Armour is coming due, David, and what will Auburn do with their apparel? It says Auburn could be in the market for a new deal. The negotiating window with Under Armour is set to expire September 1, after which point athletic director John Cohen and his staff could open conversations with other providers like Nike or Adidas. Cohen told reporters yesterday that Auburn has been in talks with Under Armour recently about its current partnership, which runs through 2025. So Auburn would still remain in Under Armour apparel through 2025 if they were to strike a new deal. But here's a quote from John Cohen. He said, "We're doing a lot of research. We're going to enter a stage September 1 where we're allowed to speak openly about this subject, but we'll do a lot of research. We'll do our due diligence, and we'll be ready to have conversations about the future of Auburn and our apparel partner." And I have some discussions with Under Armour. I have had some discussions with Under Armour. He said they've been terrific, and we'll see where that takes us in the future. So some notes on that. Auburn Athletics has been represented by Under Armour since 2006. In 2015, Auburn and the organization restructured their contract, which is obviously going through 2025. It's worth $78.1 million. The deal stipulated that Auburn accepted $10 million worth of stock from the company in 2020. Sportico reported that Auburn's stock grant from the contract was only worth $1.8 million. So they got $10 million in stock. Under Armour stock is taking a beating during that time. So their value of that has about gone to zero. I mean, they've lost 90%.
That's unbelievable.
Well, they've lost 1.8.
Yeah.
Or did I say 1.8? Yeah, 1.8. They've lost 80% of their value on that stock deal. But again, that's negotiation there. Earlier this month, Notre Dame's negotiating window with Under Armour passed, and its contract can expire next year per Sports Illustrated. Auburn's current deal is one of Under Armour's 10 most lucrative at the college level. Cohen acknowledged the portion of Auburn's fan base that wants to see the school make an apparel switch, and added his current process also includes gathering thoughts, ideas, and opinions from Auburn coaches and players. He said, another quote, "I'm getting information from our coaches, from our student athletes," and then he said, obviously our fans, as in most cases, have a big opinion on this too. So what's your thoughts on Under Armour, David?
Well, Brett, I'm sure you've heard this as well, and this is early on. I'm sure they've improved their shoe. But I know from an athlete standpoint, there were football players and basketball players that couldn't stand wearing the shoe early on. Now, maybe that has improved. But when you think of big shoe deal companies, you don't think of Under Armour.
No, you don't. And look, when you're trying to enter a market like they did in the early 2000s against giants like Adidas and Nike, and even Reebok at the time, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're trying to build, and Nike's the conglomerate there. They're the giant of all giants. And I saw some posts online from Auburn fans saying, "Look, I don't want to just fall into the Nike mix and get lost." And there were some complaints about the quality of Nike's products. Has kind of gone downhill, and some of that stuff. There's a push. And Adidas, and believe it or not, worldwide, Adidas is as big or bigger than Nike in a lot of things.
Especially in the running.
Right, and Adidas has picked up a lot of colleges over the years. And, will that be something that Adidas looks at as another opportunity to jump here in the SEC and get a top-tier program? I think Auburn will be poised to get a good deal from somebody, whether they stay with Under Armour, go with Adidas, or fall into Nike. Be honest with you, I hope they don't go with Nike. That's just my personal opinion.
Brett, I'm going to ask you, I'm working Auburn's basketball camp in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to ask Bruce, because, a lot of these basketball players.
Most of it's Nike.
Especially with the travel teams at AAU, they're already locked into Nike or Adidas. I'm going to ask him what his thoughts are on that as far as basketball.
And I think September 1, he said everybody can just kind of openly talk about it, so he might be able to give you a little bit of insight, he might not. So we'll see. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023. Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Here comes Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, save big when you purchase a 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. Right now, purchase a 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Mortgage Pro there at McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every day. I know we say that, but they really are. I mean, when you go out there and you refinance and you got a higher interest rate and they're able to cut you a deal, and I mean, they can put thousands of dollars back in your pocket. Big Fish Real Estate Group, what a great team of real estate agents. I know most of them. A lot of them have been on our program. Great property. They have their nose to the grind on the latest and greatest out there. Whatever you're looking for, they'll help you find it. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations in Central Alabama for all your home improvement needs, building supplies, whatever it is that you're looking for. They beat the Home Depots and the Lowe's and all those kind of guys, and they'll give you the best deal. So give them a call or go by and see them. And then Jay Smith, construction, residential, and commercial, nobody does it better than them when it comes to excavating work, pre-site work, anything that you're looking for, they can handle it. No project too big or too small. They do it all. So I know Jay Smith was part. They did all the pre-work on the Chick-fil-A here in Alex City. They got that work and site. And what a beautiful site it is out on 280 and the way it was done. So a lot of great sponsors here on the program. Glad to have them.
And Brett, the set always looks better when the Big Fish ladies come on.
There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And they'll be coming on soon again as we are rolling into the summer months and the lake life here with Memorial Day weekend about to come. It's about to get wild around these parts. So it's a fun time of year. Jeff said that softball committee is a joke. The other team besides Auburn that got robbed was South Alabama. They lost 4 games in conference, lost in tournament championship game to Louisiana, and they send Texas State because of the one win over Alabama.
Unbelievable.
So they didn't even make the tournament.
They got hosed too.
Anthony said, I won't be surprised if the Jordan brand is brought up. That's a good point, Anthony. Really good point. It will probably bring in more top-end recruits for both football. You're exactly right. Florida, Michigan, obviously North Carolina currently use the Jordan brand. You see the Jordan brand now on NBA uniforms.
See, that might be the hot new kid on the block.
I'm telling you, man, depending on what the deal is, if Auburn were to land, man, I'd be all for it. I'm a big Michael Jordan fan.
Bring Mike to the plane.
And have a press conference.
Yes, sir.
I'm all in on that. You know, and I know that's tied to Nike.
Yeah.
But it's separate.
Yeah.
It's Nike, but it's separate. It's not just Nike proper. That's up. That'd be huge, man. I look. The jump man is.
Look, Jordan put his name on it. You can bank on it.
Well, I mean, look. Again, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, that brand's going to continue to grow. I can promise you, Michael Jordan, he runs top-notch organizations. Everything he's ever done business-wise has been top-notch. You know, I by far my favorite player of all time. All you LeBron James lovers, you can just roll on somewhere.
Jordan's the GOAT.
There's no doubt. It's the unequivocal GOAT, and nobody can compare. You can argue with me all day long on that. You're not gonna get me to budge on that one. But again,
I'm in that camp with you.
But you know, again, I think Bo Jackson and top athletes like Frank Thomas and Charles Barkley and all that have been mainstays worldwide, and people know who they are. You add the Jordan brand to an Auburn uniform, I'd be all for it. Think about the apparel, man.
Exciting.
Think about the apparel and what it would do, and people buying that, and I mean, it'd be exciting.
Bruce Pearl be turning cartwheels.
Oh Lord, man, I know. And look, all this is going to go into negotiation and talk, and at the end of the day, Auburn's going to pick the deal that's best for the university. It's monetarily, exposure-wise, it's not going to be all about dollars up front, too. I think when you look at this, you're looking at expanding on the back end what you get, like looking at this Under Armour deal where they got that $10 million worth of stock that's only worth 1.8. I'm not sure they'll do that again. Not sure they'll go back down that road. Hey, but I said that Auburn wouldn't give a coach a big buyout, but they did it again on that too with Brian Arson. So I don't guess they learned their lesson there.
But if we had to predict though, Brett, right now, Under Armour or no, I'd say 80%.
I'm gonna say Under Armour's done.
Okay.
Yeah. I just got a feeling reading through the lines here. I'm not sure Under Armour's going to be able to offer what some of these other providers are going to probably want to offer, and especially with the brand popularity of a Jordan or something like that.
You're talking about back end too, Brett.
I'm talking about back end.
The Jordan thing is fresh.
You don't think those kids will put Jordan cleats? You don't put Jordan cleats on?
That's what I'm saying. The back end of that, it would just continue to grow and expand and this.
Big time stuff, man. We'll see. Good point, Anthony. Good comments there. Up against another break. Stay tuned. One final segment coming up right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the Auburn Blitz. Comments coming in. Jim said, I thought it was sneaky on Alabama softball to hold info on Montana's knee injury. I think they don't get regional if that info was released before the seeds are given out. You know, Jim, that goes both ways. I think they understand. They understood what they were doing, and they were playing the game. And Luke and I had a discussion on Sports Blitz, and he said, look, you know, he said he thinks that players like that, if they're not able to go, it should impact the region. So and so he was saying, look, if she can't pitch, Alabama's not the same team, and they're not the same team. I mean, they're not. But you know, at the end of the day, University of Alabama and Auburn and everybody, the goal is to get to be able to host and bring money into your community. Mm-hmm. So I think, Jim, I mean, you can say it's sneaky. I mean, it is sneaky in the fact that they didn't release information knowing that it may have been a little bit worse, and but that's just playing the game. That's the roll of the dice that the NCAA had to take. Okay, and say again, I'm not sure that Alabama was worthy of a number 5 seed with Montana Fouts based on you know, just the year and where they finished in the conference and all that. I'm not saying they didn't deserve a regional host. I'm not saying that they're the number 5 seed in the country either.
So is she in or out? She good?
I haven't seen the report. So, okay. Anthony said another interesting note: UCLA just switched to Jordan from Under Armour last year. There's another school.
I think that's a trend that's going to continue to happen, Brett. Like you said, you think we're done with Under Armour, and I do too.
I mean, and again, I think it's been a good run. You know, when Auburn left Russell, which had been the manufacturer of Auburn uniforms forever, and Alabama. You know, Alabama makes the switch to Nike. Auburn went with Under Armour, and it's been good for Auburn, I think, in a lot of different ways. I think they make good stuff. I think they put out some quality things. You know, are they the giant of Nike and Adidas? No. But now you got a new player in the game. Since 2015, the Jordan brand has branched out to football. They picked up Michigan, and since then they picked up Florida. Of course, they've got his home school in North Carolina, just picked up UCLA. And the Jordan brand, to me, is just as powerful as that Nike swoosh. Although Nike made Jordan what it is, but that Nike Jumpman is so popular with kids all around the world. And you got to remember, this is a guy that finished playing in the 90s. Yeah. You know, he ain't played basketball in 20-something plus years, and his brand is as popular now as it ever was when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And so, if not more. And so Nike created that. They have profited billions of dollars off the Nike brand. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, I think the football, the baseball, the basketball, the soft, everybody involved, the kids are going to go, wow. You know, they're going to be so excited at maybe the opportunity. Now, we're not saying Auburn's going with Jordan here. We're saying that Anthony brings up the point that they're going to be a player in this thing, and they are. You know, we're sitting here thinking about Nike as Nike proper and then Adidas and Under Armour. They're not the only games in town anymore.
Brett, quick story to magnify what you're saying. In 2006, when my son was on his official baseball visit to Florida State, Mike Martin Jr. took us into Florida State's baseball equipment closet. And the number of combinations they had for baseball in 2000, my son's eyes got big as baseballs.
Right.
That matters to kids. You go into North Carolina's locker room right now and look in their equipment closet.
The swag you get, man.
Hey.
That's as big a deal for these kids as anything.
Absolutely.
What you get as far as what you're able to wear. And look, I remember working as a student assistant in the football office down there, and you know, when we got new stuff, we didn't get near the stuff the players and all did, but as assistants and all that, student assistants, we got some stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Man, that was back in the late 90s.
Kid in a candy store.
That's what it is, man. You really, Jim said, I read Fouts will not play in the regional, and Alabama hopes she'll be back in the super regional. So, hey, look, man, all I can say is they played the game. I can't fault them for that. Their goal was to try to get a host. I mean, that's what at the end of the day, that's their goal. They knew the information. They didn't have to tell it. And the NCAA gambled on whether they wanted to give them a regional host, and they did. And
but Brett, but that being said, and you said this on this very show, without Montana Fouts on the mound,
they're not the same.
Alabama.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're not the same team. I mean, you take Maddie Penna off Auburn's team. They're not the same team.
Absolutely.
So it just, especially in softball, Gonzalez going out for Auburn in baseball has definitely hurt, but they figured out a way to spin it around. In softball, it's usually one or two dominant pitchers on a staff.
Yeah.
And if you lose one of them, man, Alabama may not make it out of their regional because of her not pitching. I'm not saying that they can't, because they definitely can. They're good. They're a good program. And Patrick Murphy, you know, like Alabama or not, you know, we're on Auburn's show.
Best.
He's a heck of a coach.
He's one of the best. Ain't no
and
question.
So, you know, he's able to get it done. But he played the cards the way you're supposed to play.
His work's cut out now.
I'd hope that let's put the shoe on Auburn's foot. I'd hope that Mickey Dean, if something were wrong with Maddie Penna, and you know, he wouldn't disclose anything until after decisions were made.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you?
Everybody does it, and you don't have to. I mean, if you had to, that's a different story. You don't have to. So
right. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Just to kind of close out here, Bruce Pearl and Auburn Tigers still looking to add firepower to that 3-spot. Janai Broom just keeps tearing it up, dude. Right. Auburn may look. I'm not saying he'll get drafted, but his chances are going up the way he keeps playing in this. you know, again, we wish him nothing but the best. And I know Bruce Pearl's a double-edged sword for him. He wants him to go and be successful.
Yeah,
but I think he was like, I want you to go and be successful after next year. I need you to come back one more year, but you're ahead of schedule.
You're arriving a year early,
if
brother.
that guy comes back playing the way he's playing right now and you add all these other guys in,
we're good.
I mean, it could be really good. If not, you digging around in the portal trying to find somebody to help out inside, and you're going to be looking hard. So at that point, that's going to wrap it up for the Auburn Blitz here on this Thursday. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be. See you next time.